Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is good. It is Fantasy Football Draft Week, and everybody's going to be stacking their teams with their picks, and we're continuing down this trend. Late round gems. Guys, we got to get at the lower part of the draft because the value to return on investment potentially is here in a very big way. I love these players, man. I got 4 of them on my board. One maybe not I don't necessarily love, but I think the value to potential return on investment is absolutely going to be stellar. But let's dive into the first one. It is Khalil Shakir, Buffalo Bills wide receiver, and we understand the Bills didn't necessarily do the best this preseason, but they were holding out basically everybody this preseason that they want to see playing in the regular season because they did see also Curtis Samuel go down with an injury, so that raised the red flag to say, let's bench these guys and everyone else, we could just evaluate our backups at this point. Right now, ADP wide receiver 57, overall 134, y'all. He is absolutely value determined to return on investment because it is potentially extremely heavy. We all know no more Gabe Davis, no more Stephon Diggs. Who's going to take the lead wide receiver role? We got rookie Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, like I said, dealing with an injury right now. Dalton Kincaid likely going to see the number 1 share of targets in this offense this season. James Cook, he will see his as well. But what is going to happen with the wide receiver room as they get down when it comes to their playmakers to depth chart possibilities? Mac Hollins, we understand he doesn't like to wear shoes. He's always barefoot, but he's likely on this roster. MVS, we'll see. Will he get cut on the 53, or how is his role going to be? The Bills still require that field stretching capability, and MVS can still absolutely do that. KJ Hamler, did he show enough in this preseason and training camp to warrant a roster spot at this point? And then, of course, Dawson Knox is still there. We still got others that are still going to be vying for a position. Andy Isabella, Shivers. We got players in this Bills locker room who could potentially earn a role. There is no question, but the mantra is everybody eats in Buffalo means they plan to spread the football around, and I do believe it. I don't think it's just, coach speak. I think they will go by the aggregate. No real true established wide receiver 1 on this team as we enter week 1 of the regular season, but that doesn't necessarily mean this is a bad thing. Keon Coleman likely going to have a big role. Curtis Samuel comes back. He's going to be utilized as that Swiss Army knife, but again, injuries has been his MO throughout his entire career, so you got to believe Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid are going to be your number 1 and 2 targets in this offense, with a James Cook being the number 3. Outside of the run game, he's going to be the lead back, highly likely in this offense. Shakir proved he could make plays last season, hence why you want to believe they removed a lot of the Stephon Diggs target share and were using Shakir down the stretch quite a bit. So you got to believe he didn't play a lot this preseason either, so you got to believe that his role is going to be likely into that category where they're going to feed him the football quite a bit, man. Could the target share, how far is it going to go up for Khalil Shakir in 2024? I mean, this is giant value potential at wide receiver 57, where he is going to be on your bench as a wait-and-see guy, and we're going to understand how this Bills offense does start to move week 1 to week 3, and we're going to start to see how they plan to utilize these potential talented wide receivers. Shakir's a dog, man. He's got lots of heart. He's a grinder. He plays hard-nosed football. He will at least have a decent sizable role for us to at least have a flex option wide receiver 3 early on in the season, and then depending on target share, he could go up to at least maybe a low-end wide receiver 2. That is where I see him this year, but there is high-end potential. 65 targets, 49 receptions, almost 800 yards, 3 TDs in his career, in his short career. So I mean, he is a good gem to have late round, definitely for your wide receivers. Next is Eric Gray, running back, New York Football Giants. Okay, and the biggest one is, no more Saquon Barkley. That is the biggest situation in New York right now. How is this offense going to move? Yes, all the, media coverage has been on Daniel Jones. Daniel Penny's throwing to a Malik Neighbors. And that should bear some fruit big time this season, even though I'm not a Danny Penny supporter whatsoever, never really was. But I mean, the playmakers here at the running back room is definitely going to cloud the problems here that they're going to have. Potential lack of play action pass, potential, many stacked boxes from all these defenders. It's going to be a problem early on. Yes, they got Devin Motor Singletary as the lead back, but somebody's got to take the secondary role, and you got to believe they're going to be at least splitting touches quite a bit. There was a lot of, talk about rookie Tyrone Tracy, this electric playmaking type of running back, being the thunder, to potentially or being the lightning to what the potential, thunder could be with a Devin Singletary, even though it's a, lower end thunder. But I'm telling y'all, they needed a secondary back to do split carries, and everybody's sleeping on my dude Eric Gray. He is very good in a lot of aspects. He just needs some playing time to showcase what he can do. ADP 78 on the running back, overall 279. He is likely not being drafted in majority of leagues and will likely end up being a waiver wire priority as the season does go on. But like I said, huge hole loss from a Saquon. It is a big problem. Motor, how's he going to go? But, we got Tracy. He did get hurt. So he's going to be out. So this leaves the door wide open for an Eric Gray to be the running back too in this offense and steal a lot of touches. He is a quality back, proven from his college days, both at Oklahoma and Tennessee. He is potentially a 3-down back candidate, but I really don't believe he could take more than 230 carries in a season. So his role likely in the pros is always going to be something with a split backfield with another running back to alleviate a lot of touches and pressures from this role. But he is very capable. Well, his NFL career stat line isn't necessarily high-end. His collegiate career was very good. 549 attempts, 3,000-plus yards, 5.6 on the average, 21 rushing TDs at both Oklahoma and Tennessee. He can catch the football as well. Almost 100 receptions for 827 and 5 TDs in the pass game. So this does not inhibit on his game to not be, multifaceted, 3-down type of back that can also take passes from the backfield on the checkdowns, on screen plays, etc., etc. You do got Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson, this rookie as well, as the playmakers in this Giants offense. It's going to be a rough season, I do believe, for these New York Giants, but at least even in garbage time productivity, if the Giants are losing contests, Eric Gray could fill in a very substantial role, especially with PPR upside. Josh Kelly, Miller, we'll see who does round out the rest of this running back room, but I think Eric Gray, now that Tyrone Tracy is dealing with an injury and likely gone for quite some time, he's got a big ups for me and is a definite late-round gem. Next one, we got tight end Ben Sinnott, rookie. Excuse me. And I'm a huge fan of what this kid could potentially be in the NFL. No question with these Washington Commanders of commies. Okay, we're going to start with this playmaking, depth chart for these commies. And we know, man, Terry McLaurin, no more Jahan Dotson. He got traded to those Philadelphia Eagles. Diami Brown, Luke McCaffrey is a rookie. Austin Eckler, Zach Ertz, John Bates, Olamide Zaccheaus. I mean, they got playmakers here in this offense now with their quarterback. Rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. He's going to need some safety blanket support. Yes, I understand Zach Ertz likely got the leg up in being the starting tight end for these Washington Commanders, but do not sleep on a Ben Sinnott. Likely later, if you in a very deep leagues, you can take a Ben Sinnott. Dynasty leagues, hopefully you listen early on and you got him stashed on your taxi squad. But I'm telling you right now, Ben Sinnott is one of these dudes. He is, he's going to have to be battling Ertz to jump and Bates to jump to get some playing time to earn his spot. But the commies might be one of the most exciting offenses in 2024 without question. They added so many pieces. Jaden Daniels is one of these QBs. He's got a big target on his back to produce, being such a high-end draft pick, but they will look good with this guy. Finally got themselves a great franchise quarterback, and this offense should move, man. Loaded with receiving upside. He is a former fullback. He's tough, he's athletic, and he's definitely rising up my board. Ben Sinnott, there's lots of upside. Collegiate career, when he did move over to tight end, 82 receptions, 1138, 13.9 on the average, and 10 TDs. He's got ability for days. Is he going to ever be the top-end tight end, prospect that we're all hoping? Maybe not, but at least there's ability here to see what he can do in this offense as they're building the youth movement, as they're building with Jaden Daniels. Ben Sinnett's a good one. I am a huge fan of his, and he's likely going to be a waiver wire commodity once again. But if you have deep room, or if you're in deeper leagues and have room, tight end 26 overall 192, you definitely can snag him late, and there could be some pay returns, no question. Last one is Justin Fields, quarterback. Like I said early on in the show, the starting quarterback has not been named for these Pittsburgh Steelers as of yet. Maybe it will once the show does drop, but at this point, I'm still a fan of what Justin Fields can produce on this field. Last season, what did he have? Over 200 points with those Chicago Bears, so the rushing upside is still there. ADP right now, quarterback 30, overall 233. Everybody's sleeping simply because there's no starting quarterback yet. Is it going to be Russell Wilson? We don't know who's going to be the starter in Pittsburgh. I mean, Fields he's played very well so far in camp. He's progressing the right way. Yes, there's been some issues in game. I mean, holding the football a little too long, not seeing his reads. But when he's in camp, he is dissecting. He is learning. The passes are going to guys like George Pickens and company. If he can find his stride with Mike Tomlin, I mean, what is it going to be like? I'm still holding out hope that it's going to be the OSU type of Justin Fields that we know from college, but I get it. We got the NFL, sample size from the Chicago Bears. How is it going to go forward with these Steelers? Rushing upside will be massive still for a Justin Fields, especially with a Najee Warren, Cordero Patterson. We're going to see at least the rushing upside be the positives here, where if Justin Fields can figure out not to turn the football over, this will be a very good situation. Obviously, George Pickens, y'all know all offseason I've been in Mr. Alpha himself. He's an absolute gem of a playmaker. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren dealing with an injury right now, so Cordero Patterson will have to fill the role potentially with a Justin Fields running the football. Roman Wilson, rookie, he was also dealing with some injuries of his own. Pat Freiermuth, the Muth. You guys know I'm a huge supporter of the Muth, especially in the red zone. You got Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, they're excited about. I'm lukewarm. He's got speed for days, but can he really carve out a big, sizable role? And then Quez Watkins does round out this depth chart for these Pittsburgh Steelers. But in essence, what if Justin Fields does win this role? Man, I think it's an absolute beautiful get for these Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see how he does progress, but being a late-round quarterback, especially in super flex leagues, if he's your quarterback 3, he gets the start and he starts playing like he did in Chicago, at least with the rushing upside, you have scored a massive quarterback gem at this point that you can play in matchup appeal. If he starts to progress in a very big way, you absolutely hit a home run with Justin Fields. But there you have it. That is late-round gems that I got on my board, potentially can grab in a lot of deep leagues outside of someone like Khalil Shakir. I think you can absolutely grab these guys, keep them on your bench, wait and see. They're going to likely be waiver wire commodities as the season does go on, so definitely put them on the watch list at least so that you can at least be the first one to snag them off that waiver wire. But there you have it. Nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.